Hey, what's going on, everybody? On YouTube, Steve here, Raiken Profit over at RaikenProfit.com. And I'm starting to laugh because Momma Profits is next to me, cracking jokes. And in any event, we're here at the Mohegan Sun Hotel. What's so funny?
I don't know.
She's cracking up next to me, but we're at the Mohegan Sun Hotel. And this is our third take. And I told her, I said, I am going to shoot this video. We've had like alarms going off, people knocking at doors, phone calls coming in. But I'm coming to you guys with this video because we had a question that came through on Momma Profit's Instagram, and I'm opening it up right now. She actually put a post out on Instagram sharing a Monopoly game that she found. And the cool thing is, it was actually a Monopoly game that was in a weird place. Where'd you find that Monopoly game?
On the floor.
It was literally on the floor in the middle of like the clothing aisle or something. So it wasn't even in the board game section. And she picked it up, and it was worth... well, it's going for $69.99. You probably won't be able to see that very well, but take my word for it. It was a Monopoly board game, Here and Now, the World Edition. Brand new in the shrink. It was brand new, right?
Yes.
Brand new in the shrink wrap and everything. And it just goes to show, like, you can find really profitable items in weird places. That's why you always want to walk around the thrift store. Don't just go to the board game section. Walk down the clothing aisle. Check out the home and goods, because you never know what you're going to find. But we had a question that came through from... S.A. Banks asking, Momma Profit, what's the highest ranked toy you will purchase? And we discussed this a little bit last night, and I want to come to you guys with a video and answer it. And to answer that question, it depends on a couple of factors. To give you like a general answer of like how high will I go or how high will we go when we're buying toys, we'll go upwards to a couple million rank in the toy category. But the sweet spot is really anything 500,000 rank or less. If you find a toy that's 500,000 rank or less, it's definitely selling, it's definitely moving. So if you're brand new and you're not really sure about profit margins, and maybe you haven't really sold many items, and you don't really understand how to fully analyze the deal, which we're going to talk about, 500,000 or less rank is definitely something solid that you can focus on. Now, I said we will go upwards to a couple million rank in toys, and there's a couple reasons. Reason number one, depending on what time of the year it is, the rank might be a little higher, right? When you start to get to October, November, December for Christmas time, there's Q4, right? And what happens in Q4 with toys?
You really sell them.
Yeah, they sell really, really hot. Like, I mean, they'll take off they'll sell like 5-10 times more than normal. So those ranks will become quite manipulated towards the end of the year, which means they'll start selling. The sales velocity will pick up. So we'll focus on higher ranked toys because we know they'll sell at the end of the year. Another thing to consider as well, if you're going to go for a higher ranked item, this could be in the book category as well, video game category. You want to make sure that there's enough meat left on the bone. So, if you're dealing with a 100,000 ranked toy, which might be selling every day or every other day, more or less, you don't have to have as much profit because you know it's going to sell quick. But on the other side of the coin, when you go with an item that's $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million, especially if you're new and you're getting started and you don't have a lot of cash reserves, you want to make sure there's enough money to be made when it sells, because that thing might be sitting for a while. You might be collecting, storage fees and so on and so forth. It just might take time. And if it's a bigger item as well, there's going to be some more upfront costs, such as shipping. And if it's really big and weird, you might even have to ship it on its own. Sometimes it won't, right? If you get some of the bigger items, right, they won't go in with all your books and
they
stuff.
Won't.
Yeah. So, in terms of what ranking you should focus on, 100 to 500,000 is a sweet spot. Anything under 100,000, boom, that thing's going to sell hot. Couple things that you want to analyze as well when you're looking at a toy, and I'm going to just open up my app right now, is you obviously want to look at how much profit is the item's going to make you. That's really important. You want to look at the rank. Like I said, we'll go up to a couple million rank, but really the sweet spot is anything between 100, 500,000. You also want to take a look at competitors. So if you're selling as an FBA seller, you want to see how many other FBA sellers are selling that item, what condition they're selling it in, and like I said, how many of them there are. Because if there's 50 or 60 of those FBA sellers, what's going to happen with the price? Could be a price war, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the price will drop significantly.
Right.
Yep. So you want to look at that. You also want to take a look at, if you're selling as an FBA seller, where are the merchants starting off at? So if you're selling a board game and maybe you're the only FBA seller, and Or maybe there's another FBA seller and it's starting at $60, but you see merchants are down at $7 new. Depending on the rank and how many reviews there are, you might be playing in dangerous water right there, because someone might say to themselves, well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of benefits to buying from an FBA seller, hassle-free returns, Prime, so on and so forth, but they just might be willing to wait an extra 7 or 8 days and deal with some hassle to buy it for 90% discount. So you want to consider the merchant price, you want to consider the FBA price, how many sellers, what's the rank looking like, and then you got to weigh the rank against the profit margin as well. Another thing that you want to look at as well is how many reviews the item has. So like, for example, this item right here, this Monopoly item, it's got 130 reviews, 4-star. So that's really solid social proof, which means people are enjoying this product, and there's a good chance they're going to keep it and not return it and claim a refund. If you're flipping any type of electronic item, especially if that has a 1, 2-star, 2.5-star, be very careful, because what you doing right there?
Just looking at the clock.
Oh, okay. You got into the just like leaning back. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah. So we were talking about reviews. If you're messing with electronic items, if it has like a 2, 2.5 star, you could get a refund. You could get a negative feedback if it doesn't work. They'll take you down with the ship. So you got to be very careful. Am I missing out on anything else that you analyze? The condition. What about if you're selling a brand new item but it has like a big dent in the box or it's all ripped? What are your thoughts?
I won't get it. If it's just a little tear, I'll put a sticker over it. But
yeah,
you really have to make sure it's in real good condition, because Amazon has a fit over it.
Yeah, Amazon's really picky, and Amazon actually has a rule in the terms of service that when you sell something new, it's really supposed to be, it's supposed to look like it's new on the shelf. I don't know the right way to say it, but it's supposed to look exactly like it would look if you were to buy it on the shelf. Now, I'm a little more lenient when it comes to like a brand new in the box item that's from like the 80s or 90s. Sometimes you'll find these like old like Milton Bradley board games, or we found that Scrabble game the other day. It was like some diamond edition. Now, it wasn't perfect. It was probably like, I'd rate it like an 8 or 8.5 out of 10, because the box did have a little bit of like cosmetic damage. Like there wasn't any crazy holes or rips, but it just didn't look like brand new in the store. But who the heck's gonna buy an item from the 80s or the 90s and think it's gonna look brand new in the store? I think that's literally impossible unless it's like in some museum or something. So you gotta weigh the risks versus reward, and it's really up to your risk tolerance, so on and so forth. But that's how we analyze toy deals. Those are some things that you want to keep in mind. We love toys. I mean, when Mama Profits is at the thrift store going through the books, you're always going through the toy section as well, right?
Right, I love the puzzles.
Oh, she loves the puzzles, the board games. Anything else that's over there? I mean, puzzles, board games. Sometimes you'll find video games hidden over there in the board game section. You never really know. But I think that's it, guys. If you're not following Mama Profit at Mama Profit on Instagram, go give her a follow. If you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. If there's anything else that you guys put forth in terms of effort when analyzing toys, let us know down below. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.